Hello everybody, it is me, MisterVince, and I hope you all have a great day today. And that's right, the first set of update news has just released on Twitter, or X. So here's what 𝗟𝗍𝘁 had to say for today. The 2023 winter update is upon us, tags Roblox and Jailbreak. Packed snow landscapes, brighter auroras, frozen lakes, ocean icebergs with racetrack, plus a new radiant pink. Tomorrow we have a brand new robbery to tell you all about. In this case it would be today, so please keep that in mind. So that's the post that 𝗟𝗍𝘁 just released yesterday by the time this video gets released to YouTube. Now I'll be honest, the winter map looks really good. It is definitely a lot better than the 2022 winter map, in my opinion. So, first I'll show you guys the winter map itself. But not all of it is shown, but you can definitely see that it's going to be a huge improvement over the 2022 winter map. You can definitely see that instead of having grass, yeah, we're literally just having snow. But in this case, because the new snow material looks ugly, yeah, Roblox did a horrible job making a new snow material, I'll be honest there. The developers decided to use something called 𝗨𝗁. If you guys don't know, 𝗨𝗁 is a terrain material as part of Roblox games. 𝗨𝗁 is actually a better looking version of snow, apparently. But that's only if you have enabled the 2022 materials. In Roblox Studio, there is a type of property under material surface called use 2022 materials. It is usually turned on by default, but it allows you to use the brand new materials that Roblox released last year. Jailbreak uses the 2022 materials, so as you can see, every material has been updated, including sand, although the developers had to make a unique sand texture because the Roblox version looks a bit uglier. So this is snow. Yes, this is literally snow. You can find snow on these mountains. Yeah, there are a few locations with snow. This is just one of them, as you can see. You can also find snow over here and over here. In the next update, the snowy mountains are going to be replaced with 𝗨𝗁. The snow texture is being used as of right now. So this is the 2023 fall map, and you will see this in many of my update news videos. So please keep that in mind. But despite this, yeah, the actual snow in Jailbreak is going away next update because, like I said, developers are using something called 𝗨𝗁. If you have watched 𝗟𝗍𝘁 live stream, which I will leave a link to the stream itself in the description, you might have noticed that 𝗟𝗍𝘁 used 𝗨𝗁 for snow. Alright, but speaking of which, you can also see that the mountains, which are way over there, are also going to be a bit different this year. So last year in the winter update, the mountains were covered in glacier, but this year they're going to be covered in snow again. If you have played Jailbreak during the 2021 winter update or the 2020 winter update, you might have noticed that the mountains were covered in snow. And that will be no exception this year because, again, the mountains are going to be covered in snow. Last year, like I said, mountains were covered in glacier. So this year they're going to be a little bit different. Yeah, you can definitely tell the mountains look a whole lot better. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and talk about some other things. So another thing is that the yellow snow is going to be present, you just can't see it because the terrain is a bit glitchier when you look at terrain that is further away. So that's something to take into consideration. Alongside, you can see that all the tree leaves have been updated, so some tree leaves are white, some are green, and some others are a dark purple. So that's pretty cool. I think some of them are also blue, although I could be wrong. You can also see that the water is purple this year, and I think it is kind of weird at first, but if you think about it, I think that is a pretty cool color for water. And I would say the water itself looks a whole lot better than the water last year, because last year's winter map had some weird looking water. The fall map's water looks even better compared to the 2022 winter update water. Yeah, they made water look a lot better this year. I'm just going to be honest there. You can definitely tell it just looks amazing. So even with a slight tint change, the water is still going to look great. Hopefully. The clouds are also going to be a bit more purple in the winter update, as you can see. Yeah, they kind of look white, but they're mainly going to be a bit more purple. In the fall map, the clouds are a bit more orange. Alright, so next I'll talk about the 𝗟𝗲𝘁. The 𝗟𝗟𝘁s, like the tweet says, are going to be brighter. So you can definitely see that the 𝗟𝗟𝘁s are much brighter now. They used to be very dark, but they're brighter. I'm not sure if the developers are going to make it so the 𝗟𝗟𝘁s will not properly show up during the day, because in real life, 𝗟𝗟𝘁s don't normally show up during the day, especially when the sun's out. So you would mainly be able to see them during the night. So because the 𝗟𝗟𝘁s are brighter, you can easily see them during the night. And it's all thanks to 𝗏𝗏 because he actually mentioned that you can actually make them even brighter. So that's awesome. Thank you, 𝗏𝗏, for that. Alright, but now I'll go ahead and talk about some other details you might have not noticed. So first off, the frosted rocks are still going to be present within the winter update, which is probably no different from the other winter updates since 2019. So that's something to take into consideration. But for the first time since 2018, we are actually going to receive dark mud, which I think is awesome. Some people called it wet mud, but I called it dark mud. So we are finally getting actual mud in the winter update for the first time in 5 years. Can't you guys believe it? Yeah, we're finally getting actual mud. If you look very closely at the roads and the water, yeah, you can definitely see the wet mud is there. I think that is really sick. And yeah, they're finally implementing wet mud next update. I think 𝗟𝗏 did a really good job making it look really nice. I also want to clarify that icebergs are officially returning this year. Not glaciers, but icebergs. So yes, as the tweet or post says, icebergs are officially returning. So if you did play the 2021 winter update, you might have saw an iceberg racetrack, and that is returning this year with some fine improvements because the map is a whole lot larger now. So that's awesome. You can actually see that some of the water is covered in iceberg. So that's awesome. You can see some icebergs outside of the island as well as some within the stream. And there are also a few other iceberg pieces at the Cheater Island. So that's something to take into consideration as well. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and talk about the sky, and that's pretty much the last thing I'll talk about within this screenshot. So the clear sky is returning for this winter update because I think the developers just love the clear sky over just some random sky with clouds on it. Last year's winter map had a cloudy skybox, which didn't really fit the winter season, but I think this one just looks a whole lot better, to be honest. A clear sky for a winter map with dynamic clouds just makes more sense. Alright, now I'll go ahead and talk about a preview of Radiant Pink. So as you can see on the Lambo, this is the brand new Radiant Pink color. And if you want to get it, it's no different from the other Radiants. You have to encounter a nuke and you get yourself Radiant Pink. If you already have Radiant Red, it is probably not recommended you use your nuke until the winter update, because it'll allow you to get Radiant Pink very early. Yeah, in other words, you can get Radiant Pink right when the update releases as long as you save your nuke. If you guys don't know how to launch a nuke inside of Jailbreak, you need to go over to the military base, which is just located over here, north of the volcano base. And all you have to do is to go inside of this area, and you'll be able to launch a nuke as long as you see this orange glowing thing called uranium. And I'm not going to launch it myself until the winter update because Radiant Pink is not here yet, so please keep that in mind. Despite this though, Radiant Pink looks really good. Now some people complained about it, but others liked it a lot. I think this is such a great Radiant, and I'm glad it's actually the next Radiant. Radiant Blue is great in my opinion, and I don't think it's bad, but Radiant Pink would definitely be the next Radiant to be added to the game. Because the thing is, we never actually had a pink Radiant, and we already had Radiant Ice, so having another blue color wouldn't make any sense. But we're also one Radiant away from Radiant Shift. although we're not sure if we are actually getting Radiant Shift instead of Jailbreak. Okay, so now that is pretty much it. Yeah, I don't really know much else to say about these pictures, but you can also see that the snowball is returning. Hopefully it is a nice looking snowball, because in the picture, yeah, it just looks like a basic white ball. But yeah, the snowball is returning. Asimo did not forget about that, so that's great. But now I'll go ahead and talk about Season 18. Season 18 is officially ending by the time this video is being recorded, but by the time this video gets released to YouTube, Season 18 has officially ended, which means you can now get yourself the brand new bandwagon furniture item. So yes, the snowball is going to replace the soccer ball. So the current ball we got is a soccer ball, and it has been around for almost a year. So it's nice seeing the soccer ball, but it's about time that it gets removed. And no, I'm not actually going to make the soccer ball into the goal. We are not getting another soccer reward just yet, unless if the developers have confirmation that we are getting it in an update. Judging by the emoji that was used, it is most likely going to be a robbery regarding oil. So for the first time ever, we're actually going to see a robbery regarding the cargo port, or the crime port, as the map suggests. I can't wait for the new robbery news. I think the new robbery is going to be really sick. I believe you need to use a watercraft to do the robbery, because you have to be able to transport oil to the port. But we'll see how that goes. Alright, but that is pretty much it for today's update news. I know this update news was short, but I made a pretty long video about it. I kind of went through some things and added some parts out because, you know me, I have bad wording. But despite this, I am really excited for the winter update. In fact, I'm actually a lot more excited for this year's winter update than last year's, because for one, the winter map looks a lot more promising, and for two, the new robbery is just amazing. Yes, the CEO boss battle was amazing and all, but the new winter update we're getting this year just might sound a lot more incredible. And Season 19's theme is so much better than Season 13's theme. It just fits perfectly within the winter season, unless if you live in the southern hemisphere, then it would be summer for you. That's crazy. But anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic day today. My name is MisterVince, and I'll see you guys next time.